Monday night showdown. We got Jets. We got Texans. We even got a little bit of Tim Tebow for all you little Tebow fanatics out there. How did it get started? Well, the Texans had no problem driving down the field. Remember, the Jets don't have Darrelle Revis anymore. He was gone for the season. Texans showed no problem taking advantage of that, as Owen Daniels got a 34-yard touchdown pass from Matt Schaub, and it makes it 7-0 Texans. And then here we go back, and then the Jets would go 3-0, or not 3-0, but they would get stopped as well as the Texans. And then Sanchez was able to drive down the field pretty quickly and nail a 27-yard touchdown pass to Jeff Cumberland. I don't know how many people know of that guy, but it ties it up at 7. And then the Texans would, and then they both would trade off drives, as the Texans would get a good 67-yard drive, which capped off a 13-yard run by Arian Foster, making it 14-7. And then the Jets, and then both of them would play good defense, and then the Jets would drive down the field very fluently until they throw a key interception. It almost goes back all the way for a touchdown to Brian McCain. It almost went all the way. The Texans, though, went 3-and-out, and they only had to settle for a field goal to end the half, 17-7. And so we entered the third quarter. The Texans, after a Jets' quick, short drive of nothing, the Texans would kill 7 minutes off the clock, and they would only settle for a field goal. But the Jets had a good defensive stand there, making it only 27. And then Joe McKnight for the Jets returns a kickoff, 100 yards for a touchdown, 20-14. Then they tried an onside kick right afterwards. They were trying to surprise them and get all the momentum, a whole lot of momentum. But unfortunately, it would not pan off, as it would be recovered for the Texans, which eventually led to a 23-14 lead. And then the Jets would drop down the field again, but only settle for another 21-yard field goal, making it 23-17. Both of them would trade off drives, and then Mark Sanchez would have one last chance to get down the field. But he throws a pick. It tipped up in the air, picked up by Kareem Jackson, and that ends the ball game, as the Jets fall to the Texans 23-17. The Texans are about to improve to 5-0, and Jets fall to 2-3. What are my thoughts on this? Big win for the Houston Texans on the road to stay undefeated, as they have a home game on Sunday Night Football against a desperate Green Bay Packers team. And this was a huge win, and they're getting better and better. And it seems like to me they're getting better, and they're proving more and more that they're a team to beat in the AFC. The Jets, you think they would be a team to beat, but they're struggling right now. I know they have a lot of injuries, but it seems to be no clear-cut answer right now, as they're about to go 0-2 in their 3-game homestand and 2-3 overall. They got a home game against the Colts, coming off a huge victory against the Packers. So it's going to be an interesting game, because the Colts are proving they're no slouch this year. So the Jets better be on their A game, and they have to win at home. Otherwise, this season could get out of hand. But the good news is the wild card is still wide open if you think about it. At the wild card, let's look at the division leaders. You got the Patriots 3-2. You got, who else you got? You got the Ravens 4-1. You got the Texans 5-0 now. You got the Chargers at 3-2, and no one knows who's going to win that division when it's all said and done. But then you got the wild card. It's like the 3-2 Bengals, who just lost at home to the Miami Dolphins, and their defense is suspect at best. And it leaves a wide open gap. The Steelers are 2-2. The Jets are now 2-3. The Broncos are 2-3. It's just a wide open gap right now. Anything can happen, and that's why every win is important in the NFL, because it could make a difference whether you make the playoffs or don't. But that does it for today. Be sure to come back on Thursday night, as the Steelers look to win 2 in a row as they take on the lowly Tennessee Titans.